Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we're bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back, and thank you all so much for being here. We are in the midst of a very busy earnings season with a lot of big companies reporting. So make sure you're headed over to TipRanks TV in the after hours to catch Fabio's market update, where he'll be covering all of this and more. And I've also started a TikTok account for TipRanks, so head on over there and look for us under the username TipRanks. I'll be trying to stay trendy and create some fun content there as well. Now this morning we'll be taking a look at exciting stock market news, notable earnings reports, and the morning's biggest gainers and losers. So let's get right into this morning's exciting stock market news. After a red start to the week, U.S. stock futures are now back into the green. Currently, Dow futures are up 0.97%, S&P 500 futures up 0.64%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.53%. Robinhood announced that they would be cutting 9% of their full-time staff to improve efficiency. Their team saw massive growth back in 2020 amidst a rush of retail investors and the meme stock frenzy. Robinhood's employee numbers grew almost 6 times from 2020 through the first half of last year, reaching 3,800 from an original count of 700. The rapid expansion resulted in duplicated roles and added complexity. The CEO said that the company is anticipating and responding to changes in the way customers invest, noting the current climate of geopolitical conflict, economic uncertainty, and inflation. They stated that the decision was necessary, but not one they undertook lightly. Analysts currently rate the Robinhood stock a hold with an average upside of 70%. The company behind Barbie and Hot Wheels, Mattel, is on the rise after it was reported they're in talks for a potential buyout. Mattel's market capitalization was about $8 billion before the report came out. They reported a 19% increase in sales for 2021. The stock is currently up over 11% in the pre-market following the news. Analysts currently rate the Mattel stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 45%. Now moving right over to notable earnings reports. Yesterday, we heard from some pretty big names, including Google and Microsoft. Microsoft came out with an earnings beat, while Google had a surprising miss. You can stay up to date with these after-hours earnings over at TipRanks TV with Fabio's after-hour market recap. In the pre-market this morning, we'll be hearing from companies like Boeing, Harley-Davidson, and Synovus Energy. And in the after hours today, the big names continue. We'll be hearing from Facebook or Meta Platforms, Ford, PayPal, Qualcomm, Pinterest, and Teladoc. Coming in with an earnings beat already this morning, we heard from T-Mobile. They also boosted their forecast for net additions over the full year as they continue to attract new customers with their expanding 5G network. Their earnings came in ahead of analyst estimates at 57 cents per share, and group revenue impressed, rising nearly 2% to a forecast beating $20.12 billion. Analysts currently rate the stock a strong buy with an average upside of 35%. We also heard from Spotify, who crushed the estimates on earnings despite falling slightly short of their subscriber forecast due to their Russia exit. They reported earnings of 24 cents per share on revenue of $3 billion. The consensus estimate was a loss of 26 cents per share on revenue of $2.9 billion. Their revenue grew over 15% on a year-over-year basis. Analysts rate their stock a moderate buy with an average upside of over 100%. Also coming in ahead of analyst expectations was Fiserv. They announced earnings per share of $1.40 compared to the expectations of $1.35, and revenue came in at $3.91 billion compared to the expected $3.84 billion. Their stock is currently rated a moderate buy with an average upside of 32%. And also coming in with an earnings beat was Kraft Heinz, who also raised their future outlook. Their adjusted earnings per share of 60 cents beat the estimates of 53 cents. Sales of $6.045 billion were down slightly year over year, but still came in ahead of the estimates of $5.826 billion. The food company now expects full-year organic net sales to increase mid-single digits, up from the previous outlook for a low single-digit increase. Analysts currently rate the stock a hold with a slight downside of nearly 3%, though all price targets are at least a couple months old, so we'll see how they update following this report. Of course, a lot of other companies are reporting today as well, but those are some of the big highlights. Now let's get right on over to the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning are led by Clinigen's Holdings. They're up on heavy volume, but no distinct news. Under the ticker NUTX, the stock is currently up over 19%. They're followed by Exact Sciences under the ticker EXAS. They're up over 8% following an earnings beat and raised guidance. And Mattel under the ticker MAT, the stock is up over 11% after the news they might be looking for a buyout. Our biggest losers this morning are led by NCR after they posted weaker than expected results for their first quarter. Trading under the ticker NCR, the stock is currently down over 17%. They're followed by Checkpoint under the ticker CHKP. Their stock is down 7% following their earnings despite coming in ahead of analyst expectations. And Deutsche Bank under the ticker DB, they're down 6.6% following their earnings when they warned of increasing cost pressures. So that is going to be everything for Wednesday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. Like I said, make sure you head over to TipRanks TV for the after hours recap, as there are a ton of earnings happening this week and I can't cover them all myself here. So to stay up to date, go catch Fabio's show so you can get all the latest news. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you back here next time.